the sixth-year senior, Thomas Ratcliffe, finally healthy after his third-place finish at the NCAA Outdoor Championships. And we are off. Here we go. The start of the men's 8K run here at the John McNichols Invitational.
A big squad across your screen here. Again, number 1 and number 2 going to battle here on the championship course the first weekend of the season. You got to love it. Points on the line, bragging rights on the line, maybe a little, a little gamesmanship. You sit in some guys, somebody's going to sit back. It's open, guys. 2019 is here. If you're not fit, well, you're not on the train.
And I'm excited to see what this Stanford Cardinal team does. Typically during the Miltonberg era, you never really saw their full A squad until the very end of the season. So rarely do you see their true A-plus squad all on the course at the same time. Their true freshmen aren't running, but their top dogs, those 13:30 5K runners, are all in the mix. And as expected, Stanford to the left, NAU right there to the right, and Indiana's B team there up as well.
Yeah, you can see NAU squad's got about all their guys right there. And this will be actually really fun to watch and count across the board here. Black and yellow, keep that in mind. We'll try to count up those spots as they kind of flow in here. I see Eastern Michigan out there in that classic green and white kit that it's like an old school utilitarian like East Bay look that Eastern Michigan rocks. They're on the outside of your screen there on the left. Indiana there in the mix. Couple unattached athletes as well. And then Iowa State on the far right, just ready to crash this party.
Trying to get a look at who Iowa State is running on their squad. Looks like David Tu is not in the mix. He's that late transfer from Florida A&M, transferred mid-year. But overall, they're still bringing a good squad.
So they're starting to roll down this opening hill. Give you a little heads up on conditions this weekend. So the course overall, pretty dry. Very little rain. Rain just a dash last night. But today this thing might run pretty quick. Not a ton of wind, which is what you worry about in this opening straightaway. And they're starting to roll down this hill, and then they'll make a soft right turn here coming up. And you can see everybody starting to jockey for position. Again, this is the men's 8K today, and nobody's throwing down just yet. They're moving slow. This is controlled.
Yeah, I think this is what no one wants to show their cards. It's September 21st. They don't really want to make this a race until the latter part of the race. And clearly, it's bunched up. Yeah. No one really wants to take the lead. Abdihamid Nur trying to, the redshirt freshman from NAU, trying to get behind the Stanford athletes as you see the full field coming through.
Yeah, they're going to take this. One of the harder turns of the course is coming up there, and I noticed they added some padding down there. So they're coming up, towards about a K mark once they come off this turn.
So I think that K was right there. Yeah. So I think they hit the K about in 3 minutes.
We'll call it 3. And then the whole Stanford crew up front. Again, you got a steeplechase national champion in there. You got a low 1330s guy up front. That Stanford depth and strength up front is something to behold.
If we take a look at Stanford's roster, I mean, their roster is stacked. They got a lot of ranked athletes. They got their top 5 are all ranked in the top 40 preseason. You see that Ratcliffe ranked 13th, Fahey 16th, Osberg 23rd, which is a low ranking for him. I mean, he can finish in the top 10. So they could potentially put 3 in the top 15. And then he said the younger guys, Connor Lane, Alec Parsons, Clayton Mendez, the redshirt freshman, ranked 93rd. DJ Principe, remember what he did? Almost 4 flat mile in high school.
I wish DJ Principe was my number 6 or 7 guy on an XC squad. That is some serious depth there. You can see the field. No one wants to push this pace here. Everybody's just kind of dialing it in. You can see some Iowa State athletes on the far left, NAU in the middle, Stanford in the black. So white for Iowa State, yellow for NAU, and black for Stanford. Try to count these things up here. Another squad in the mix is Illinois. Brought I think a pretty solid squad. So we'll see how they stack up against some of their local and in-conference opponents here today.
See some NAU jerseys up there. Take a look at their. They got a unique squad here. Again, they're running a lot of new faces, a lot of redshirt freshmen. We see Brody Hasty up in the mix. Abdihamid Nur, he's a JUCO transfer. You have Ryan Raff, who's a true sophomore. Cade Burks, a junior. And Theo Quox right there on the left side of your screen with the ponytail in the hair. He's a redshirt freshman. A lot of freshmen and sophomores running on this race against the senior-heavy leadership of the senior-heavy team of Stanford.
Yeah, that leadership will be huge when you get into a title contending situation. You can see 1, 2, 3 up front there for Stanford. I'm seeing some Purdue mix coming up here as well. It'd be interesting to see, that second range, that second tier of team battle between, Eastern Michigan, Purdue, Illinois, some Great Lakes regional kind of bragging rights. And maybe, you never know in the Great Lakes, Wisconsin might, sit some guys, Michigan State. You don't know how they'll attack a region. So, if somebody sits somebody out, some points are up for grabs there. So, Eastern Michigan is always a team on the bubble. You can see them. They're on the far left in the kind of mustard yellow shorts.
Yeah, let's take a look at that NAU roster real quick when we get a chance. We'll be able to see who they have running in this race. Again, not their typical A-plus team, but maybe B-plus, A-minus, led by Luis Grijalva, the multi-All-American there, the junior. He's ranked 15th in the nation as of right now. But then you see a lot of new faces. Theo Quox, redshirt freshman. Brody Hasty, redshirt freshman. Abdi Hamanur, a redshirt freshman. Ryan Roth, who was part of that NCAA championship squad. He was their 7-man. A lot of young guys to see how they can do against the Stanford team will be very interesting.
Luis he has been so impressive. I mean, he was a guy that it was on literally no one's radar coming out of high school. He was developed so well by Coach Smith, but he was also, he's also been under the tutelage of the Tyler Days and the Baxters and the Lamongs at NAU, who, I mean, we remember at Louisville how they just went all out. They went straight to the front, no fear. So I'm wondering if he can kind of fill that identity this year for the Lumberjacks.
And now taking over in the lead at the 7-minute mark is Edwin Kurgat, the number 2 ranked athlete in the nation for Iowa State. Kurgat, he's the guy who could, win the individual title, I think. I mean, he's a top returner. He's shown year in and year out that he is a challenger. You have Gilbert Keegan of Alabama, who's ranked number 1 in our preseason, but Kurgat should win this race and definitely has a talent to win it.
Yeah, so he went to the front, but it doesn't look like he didn't really ratchet it up any. This pace isn't like everybody's still chilling here. So I was wondering if when he made his move to the front, because I think we all kind of saw this coming, what sort of move it'd be made. And I think this is interesting. So right now, as they kind of head in towards the inside, the inner loops, the fingers of this course, there's a slight incline. So this might break a couple guys and might bust some of the pack up a little bit. Some of the guys that may have gotten out a little too hot. But again, they went out pretty conservatively. So I don't know if we're going to see a big breakaway for a while here, Warren.
I mean, you see Stanford, they got those 3 big guns right up front, right there behind Edwin Kurgat. Then you have the NAU yellow. They have 5 guys there in that front pack. So,
yeah. I wonder what the conversation is between the Stanford squad right now. They're looking over the shoulder saying, all right, chill, not yet, chill, just sit on this guy. He's doing all the work for us right now. So kind of looking at our screen here, I see, 1, 2, 3, I think I saw 4 NAU squad athletes. I see 4 Stanford. I see 1 Purdue. I see 3 Iowa State. I think that's Addison DeHaven on the far right for the Cyclones in their number 2 spot.
Oh, there's DJ Principe. He's their number 5 right now, right to the left of your screen in front of that Indiana athlete. So, I mean, both NAU and Stanford have their 5 scorers in the top 10 or top 12. Mm-hmm. So right now it's basically a virtual tie at the 9-minute mark. And Stanford is the ones I feel like controlling this race. Sure, Edwin Kurgat's in the lead now, but NAU is letting Stanford and Kurgat dictate this race. You think about back in 2017 when NAU or Baxter and Day went right to the front, controlled the race. There's a different strategy going on here for these younger guys where they're letting the older guys in Stanford and Kurgat take control.
So the wind's picking up a little bit here. They are going up a slight incline. We'll see how that affects the field. But, Gordon, I think you're right. NAU, I think it's the right move for the younger guys to stay put. Don't take any, huge swings on the opening weekend. Because if you have a if things go south and you and you have a rough opening weekend, that's just especially for freshmen, especially for a young guy, that's a hard way to start your career, and it's a long season, so don't want to take any chances.
Kurgat's starting to open it up a bit.
He's got a gap, but I just don't bite that he's, really, the cadence still isn't that quick. And as we can see, like, these guys just reel them right back in. So, I think we're still feeling each other out here, Gordon.
So, okay, look at this. You see, okay, I see 5 NAU. I see 4 Stanford, and I think I see like 3 or 4 Purdue. Purdue putting themselves in the mix. Iowa State's kind of falling off because you have Kurgat up front, and then NAU, Stanford, and then now you have the Iowa State athletes.
I think I see 3 Indiana Hoosiers in that top 20 mix as well. So keep an eye on them. Again, little in-state or in-conference battle.
Talk a little bit about Thomas Ratcliffe of Stanford. This kid, he's a gamer. He was a 4-flat miler in high school. Thomas Ratcliffe of Stanford. He hasn't really run cross country in a long time. The last time he raced a cross country race, he DNF'd at the NCAA championships in 2016. So it's been a while.
Yeah, I don't think we know, what his capabilities truly are. I mean, if you look on, like, at his PRs, like, wait, is Graham Fisher running again? Is he gonna? No, it's Thomas Ratcliffe. He just hasn't run that much. So he's that good. And he could be that much of a force this year. I don't know if he has that, he doesn't have that signature win or that signature, big kick that Fisher was known for, but his PRs are pretty close.
Another young stud there now, kind of separating himself a little bit to the right side of the screen. That's Brody Hasty of NAU, the phenom high school talent out of Tennessee. Brody Hasty kind of stayed low his freshman year at Northern Arizona, but Brody now as a redshirt freshman for Northern Arizona, he's ready to go. He's again preseason ranked 77th. I'm sure that's going to get a little faster higher once he finishes in the top 10 here.
Yeah, he's kind of going for it now. It is starting, I think. So we see, I see about 12, 13 athletes that have actually kind of started to separate here, Gordon. We're coming up towards 4K, I believe.
So, yeah, there's definitely a separation now.
Excuse me. That would be right. I mean, they went on 3 minutes for the first sense.
K. So that's the back part of the group. But we'll try to get a feel of where they are split-wise as we're coming up pretty much around the halfway point of this race.
Yeah, we'll see, now that we're halfway through. So how we're going to do this 8K is they do all the inner loops at Laverne Gibson for this first loop, and then the second loop, they basically just do one big ring around the course, and then they come into the home straight. So give you an idea of what this course looks like for a non-championship weekend. It's starting to open up here. I mean, these guys, there's that pack of 12 that's broken away now.
So you can see on your screen, that's where they are right now currently on the course. So they're about to get through to the start line, and then they're going to run past the finish line to do one more loop.
I'm really interested to see how this pack of 12, once we get to this home stretch, what the tactic's going to be, because this is a home stretch of about 800 meters. The wind picks up a little bit. It's not super strong, but that's when we see if somebody's starting to they're starting to wish that they hadn't gone out so hot, or somebody latched on that maybe wasn't ready for it. Maybe some of the younger guys are going to be moving backwards. So once they come into this home stretch, we're going to see who's the true gamer of the opening weekend.
Trying to count jerseys here. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 5? I think 5 yellow, and then I think 5 Stanford. I think both 5s are in this top group for Stanford and Northern Arizona. Iowa State definitely isn't showing their full squad. I mean, David Tu and Festus Legat were not here. They're expected to be in their top 5 as they are come through. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, the whole NAU squad is there. I don't know if the whole Stanford squad top 5 is in that top spot, because there's 2 Purdue athletes, I think, in this top 5 in this top pack as well. That might be. And they're also wearing black. So if I had to guess, I'd give a slight nod to NAU at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, NAU has like 6 in that front group, so they have some insurance in the back half. Okay, Stanford, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I haven't pinned down their 5 yet.
Purdue's running well. Purdue
Yeah.
has 3 there up in the front. But this is when the race starts. You can see clear the separation. This is when we talked about it's going to be like a quad meet. You know,
Right.
all the teams, all these top-ranked teams are all going to separate themselves from the rest of the field. And even though there's 200 people in the race, it's really going to feel like it's only 25 to 30.
Interesting, yeah. They're still just tucking behind Kurgat at this point. Radcliffe just has his eye, his eyes were just set on the heels of Kurgat, and now he's actually starting to tuck in a little bit, which might be a smart move. Stay out of the wind a little bit, but now we're going to see this top 12 pack, I think, start to break up a little. So you can get a good shot there. A lot of NAU and a lot of yellow you can see. And you can see everything's starting to bust up here in this 800-meter straightaway. So now that they've come past the finish line, they're going to do one perimeter loop and then start to kick for home and close this 8K out. Again, Purdue having a good day. I don't know where their 4.5 is, but I would put them in front of Iowa State overall for sure right now.
And now Luis Grijalva of Northern Arizona starting to challenge Kurgat, starting to push the pace. He's one of the veterans on the NAU squad. I mean, we said it's a young squad, but he's been there. He's been on 2 national championship teams. The junior out of Northern Arizona, Luis Grijalva, looking good right now.
Yeah, like I mentioned, you know, he's been under the tutelage of the days of the Baxters who go to the front and aren't afraid to challenge. Will he stay in this spot? I mean, this overall cadence, it really doesn't look super aggressive yet, Gordon. Like, we're seeing these moves and we're analyzing these moves, but I think we got at least 2 more gears in the tank here. I see 1-2 for Purdue right there. They're having a good day.
They have 3 guys up there. I think they have 3 in this group.
DeHaven's starting to fall off a little bit, but he's still in that top pack. So I don't know what, I mean, he'll be either like number 4 guy, 3 or 4 guy maybe for Iowa State. I mean, we'll see as the season progresses. But yeah, 2 Boilermakers up front.
Again, these redshirt freshmen for Northern Arizona are running well.
Yeah.
Abdi Hamid Noor, Theo Quox, and Brody Hasty, all there running with Luis Grijalva. I mean, they're running with top guys. I mean, Edwin Kurgat is a legit stud. He can win the NCAA title. You have 1330 guy, Thomas Radcliffe. Alex Osberg's a 1330 guy. I mean, Stephen Fahey, the NCAA champion in the steeple, is in this race. So if you're in that front group, you are an All-American caliber talent.
Yeah, and if you are if you're a freshman and you can hang, like the confidence that you hung with these guys on the championship course, this is exactly what Mike Smith was hoping to give the gift of confidence to his young guys.
So Luis made that little bit of a move to kind of push the pace. Now Kurgat went back in front. There's a lot of looking at each other. I'm noticing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a couple more gears here.
Purdue, man, putting 3 here with these top groups. They're ranked 19th in the nation, and showing it off right now.
They might snag some nice points today.
Yeah, it's gonna, especially Iowa State. I mean, we only see Kurgat. The rest of the Iowa State group is nowhere to be seen. So if Purdue's putting 3 here, they could get a win off Iowa State. That is a guaranteed point, and that will help them to make it easier at the Great Lakes Regional.
There you go.
See the back half of the field coming through. It's really spread out now. Diverse group of athletes from different talent levels, but the premier talent in the nation is up front there. Kurgat, Grijalva, Radcliffe, as expected, those are our top 3.
Oof. This is what you want to see. Opening weekend, NAU versus Stanford, these 3 busting away. Yeah, I'm digging this. They're starting to ratchet it down. They're starting to squeeze. You can feel it a little bit. And they're going through some light rolling uphills on the backstretch here. And they got to make this move because there isn't a lot of racing to be had. They're doing this one last perimeter loop, and then it's into the home stretch.
Wow, you got to like, Thomas Radcliffe looks like a gamer right now. I mean, he got 3rd at the NCAA. He got 3rd behind Fisher and McDonald at the outdoor 5K. If you can hang with Fisher and McDonald, you can win this race. He has a kick. He's shown it. He was able to kick in Austin, Texas a few months ago. He should be able to run with Grijalva and Kurgat. And they really are starting to separate as these older guys are kind of separating from the younger guys.
Yeah, it looks like a couple guys in that second pack aren't really even interested in latching on at this point. You know, maybe don't want to just blow out the legs on the opening weekend. But look, redshirt freshman Brody Hasty right there. Right there. This is shaping up, folks.
Grijalva, Kurgat, Ratcliffe, the final trio. Who's going to make the final move?
Oh, so this is Radcliffe on cross country.
We haven't got to see this for so many years.
This is a good battle, folks. These top three, and he's just chilling, looking around, taking a couple cues maybe from Coach Santos. Coach Santos has brought really good teams here many times. How many times? I mean, back in the 2008 to 2014, the Iona men were amazing. He had Kate Avery win NCAAs, so he knows how to coach people on this course.
It looks like Grijalva's letting them go, so it's coming down to Ratcliffe and Kurgat. 20 minutes on the clock.
So they're gonna hug this final turn, and then it'll be into the home stretch.
Ratcliffe looking good right now. Kurgat right there on his shoulder.
Wow.
Ratcliffe rocking the half tights cross country. You gotta love it.
Ratcliffe is throwing down the kid. I mean, like I said, he's essentially just dropping in for a Grant Fisher. He's that good, and he's running away with this thing. So, hugging this final turn, they're gonna hug this fence, and then I think the next time that they come into a straight on view, they'll be running under the start ribbon, and we'll have about 400 meters to go. Oh, man, Kurgat and Ratcliffe. I mean, I think Ratcliffe's got the wheels, but
Kurgat's still strong, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Kurgat's no joke. He knows how to run on grass. He's been running on grass for the past 3 years, where Ratcliffe, this is like he's like a freshman all over again when it comes to running cross country.
Oh, man, Ratcliffe, Kurgat, Grijalva leading the Lumberjacks. He's a little bit in no man's land at this point.
Yeah, he's let them go, clearly, and the class of the field here in the final two is Ratcliffe and Kurgat. Whew. This is going to be interesting.
Elbow to elbow. And, yeah, like I said, I made the comment when they came by us earlier that Ratcliffe tucked in and he had his eyes just locked on the heels of Kurgat. I think, he might have made his mind up about 2 miles ago saying, I'm just not going to let this guy go. I'm just going to sit on him and go for it.
Okay, Kurgat still in the lead. Ratcliffe there rocking the inside rail or inside chalk line here for cross country.
Ooh, they're starting to open it up here. Kurgat, they both look pretty good. They look good. Look at this shot. We're just hugging this line as we swing on into the home stretch. So you can see when they go under that green banner, we will have 400 meters to go. 400 meters to go, and we got Ratcliffe and Kurgat into the home stretch. Oh, man. Iowa State trying to open it up now. Kurgat has a slight edge over Ratcliffe. Does Ratcliffe have another gear? You can see he's going for the arms now. Going for the arms, and he responds. They're into the home stretch. It's Kurgat and Ratcliffe. The Iowa State Cyclones coming in at number 5. The Stanford Cardinal coming in at number 2 for the weekend. You can see some NAU Lumberjacks are piling in behind him. Can anybody reel them in? I don't think so. Kurgat has a slight edge. I'm going to call it about a 2-step lead right now on Ratcliffe. Then they're into their final gear. I think they're into their final gear a little early, actually, here. Gordon, they're about 250 out. Kurgat starting to open up here, and I think Ratcliffe might have to shut her down. Kurgat had one last gear in his back pocket.
And NAU looking strong right now in 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th place is NAU. But Kurgat taking it to Ratcliffe in the final 400 meters. He is going to win the John McNichols Invitational. Thomas Ratcliffe with a strong 2nd place finish as Kurgat coming through 23, 45, 46, about 23, 48 unofficially. So it's Iowa State's Kurgat with the win. Ratcliffe with a strong 2nd place finish. And then here come the Lumberjacks coming in 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Wow. Alex Osberg of Stanford coming in 7th. And we'll take a look at as these jerseys come through. Looks like that's 3 Purdue Boilermakers running together. Hell of a run for those guys. Iowa State's 2nd man coming in. So that was Eckstein, Carpenter, and Smith. So it's Iowa State, Stanford, 4 NAU, Stanford, 3 Purdue. There's more Stanford coming through. There's Ryan Raff. Wow, what a run. And we'll take the results off the screen as we can just see the athletes come through. So NAU running well. There's Connor Lane, Alec Parsons, Stanford. There's the Iowa State athletes coming through. Ooh, someone dies at the finish line. I think that's Ratcliffe. No, excuse me, that's Stephen Fahey. So Fahey having a little bit of a struggle here to get across that finish line. The NCAA steeplechase champion getting across there in 25 minutes. There's Jack Shea of NAU coming through. Here's Indiana. Indiana ran a B team here, so that's their B squad coming through. And we'll just get a shot of the rest of the field coming in. Now about over 25-30 on the clock. Safe to say NAU won this race. It's going to be a close call for who got second between Purdue and Stanford, because Purdue put 3 there in the top 10. But we believe NAU is your team champions with an impressive 3, 4, 5, 6 finish. And eventually we'll have an interview with our winner, Edwin Kurgat. As you see, so he'll go to Edwin Kurgat with our champion of John McNichols.
All right, I'm in the home stretch here with our champion, Edwin Kurgat. Edwin, that final kick there between you and Mr. Ratcliffe, can you walk me through the last 100 meters? What was kind of going through your mind? You had one last move. What did it feel like to kind of go for that last gear?
Yeah, when I came to the stretch, I was feeling a little tired, and I just said, I'll try my best and see how it goes. I had led the whole race, and I didn't know it could go, so I was not sure. I was just like, let me try my best and see how it will go.
You came into this race one of the favorites, and Iowa State comes in as number 5 overall in the preseason rankings. What was the team hoping to accomplish this weekend? It's the opening weekend. I guess what was the big A goal for the team coming in?
So I think the big thing for the team was to just come here. This is our first race, and you always don't know how you feel. You come from a summer, and so the coach wanted to just know like how everyone feels, and from there we can start rolling.
What are the goals this year for Edwin Kurgat as an individual, and then what is he hoping to see the Cyclones do?
As a team, I think we're trying to get into the podium place. That's our aim. As an individual, it doesn't really matter because it's all about the team, and if the team does well, then as an individual I'll have done good.
Well, congratulations, you did your part. You got the low stick for the team today, and we want to congratulate you on being a champion. And look out for the Cyclones. They have a big low stick this year, and Mr. Edwin Kurgat, I'm going to throw it up to our man Gordon back in the booth.
So we'll get a recap here. Thanks a lot, Alex. We'll take a recap here. NAU wins the meet with 31 points. Stanford gets second with 51. Iowa State gets third with 66. Purdue gets fourth, barely there, with 69 points. Indiana fifth with 151 points. So it went to form based on their preseason ranking, but NAU put on a clinic here. Again, they did not race 2 of their top 5 guys, and they still beat the number 2 ranked team in the nation by 20 points. NAU 31, Stanford 51, Iowa State 66, Purdue 69. So we see the rest of the field coming through here. Just 29 minutes there on the clock. But again, for our audience, NAU stays on top, extends their win streak to 20 straight meets. They've won a race with their A squad, beating Stanford, the #2 ranked team, by 20 points. It was led by Luis Grijalva with a 3rd place finish. Then the redshirt freshman trio of Quox, Nur, and Hasty finished 4th, 5th, and 6th. Stanford still had a strong showing from Thomas Ratcliffe, showed that he can mix it up with the big boys. Alex Osborne with a strong 7th place finish. One of their key runners, Stephen Fahey, kind of had an off night, day, finishing 23rd. He was their 7th man. And then Iowa State took 3rd with 66 points. And we'll just wait for the rest of the athletes to come through. But again, NAU showing why they are the 3-time defending champions by putting 3 redshirt freshmen in the top 6.